Say, kids, what time is it?
Hey, it's Edson at GeekTime TV, and I wanted to talk about the second Dune trailer, which I thought was quite good. I hope it's an indication of how good the movie's going to be, because I'm really looking forward to this movie. It's already been postponed a couple times, but hopefully it's going to be coming out in about a month and a half, October 22nd. And I love this Dune story ever since I read the book back in high school, so I'm looking forward to this. And I do want to say that. In the course of this trailer, I talk about some spoilers based upon just adding stuff from my knowledge of the book. So just a warning about the spoilers. So let's take a look at this trailer.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air.
So here we have an open narration, which I believe is actually going to be the beginning of the movie, because that's how the story starts with opening narration. Now, usually the character that gives that narration is a different character than this one. It's usually done by Princess Irulan, but in this case they have Chani doing it. And usually I'm not a big fan of making changes from the source material, but in this case I think this works out better because Chani is a member of she's a Fremen, which are the native population of Arrakis, also known as Dune. So it makes sense that she kind of gives this background from her point of view because that's where the focus that's the place where the focus of the story is at. It also gives Zendaya, who plays Chani, also gives her a little bit more screen time in this movie because this movie is only the first part of the story, and in the first half of the Dune story, the character of Chani doesn't appear a lot in it. So this will probably, this gives her a little bit more screen time. Let's see.
The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
So she's talking about her people being oppressed. Part of that reason is because the most valuable commodity in the Dune universe is the spice, also called melange, and it's only found on planet Arrakis. Um, so the Harkonnens, there's a couple of different pronunciations, but the Harkonnens are the ones who are there mining it, and for profit or to distribute all across the universe. And they are, how shall we say this? They don't really care what happens to the Fremen or anybody on Dune as long as they get the spice. So they'll kill them, they'll maim them, they'll take destroy their homes, destroy their property, take everything from them. They don't really care how they get about to it as long as they get that spice. They're very cruel about it. You even see a shot there of the, the Raban, who was the Harkonnen who was in charge of this operation, and his special kind of cruelty has earned him the name Beast Raban, played by Dave Bautista.
What's to become of our world?
So we find out that this whole opening is actually a dream that the main protagonist, Paul Atreides, is having. He's a character who goes through a lot of remarkable changes throughout this story. One of the things that's happening to him right now is he's having these prophetic dreams. Some of his dreams come true later on. So he's never been on Arrakis. He's never met Chani, but he's having dreams about her. And you also get a quick shot there of the planet Caladan, which is where Paul and his family are from. All the Atreides are from Caladan. You see shots. You see a complete contrast to Dune, where Dune is just all desert. In Caladan, you see the water, the vegetation, the high mountains.
Hey, Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always. You know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Look at you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
So a really great scene between Paul and Duncan Idaho. So Duncan, played by Jason Momoa, he's one of the Atreides commanders. He's a great fighter. He's a military commander, strategist. He's also one of the people that trains Paul. He's become a mentor to him. They've obviously become very good friends because Paul is confiding in him that he's having these prophetic dreams and trying to get some help from him. Now, Duncan is great. As I said, great fighter, great strategist. But he's also very practical, as you can imagine from being a military commander. He's not much into the mysticism of having predictions or anything like that. So he's telling Paul, these dreams are great, they make great stories, but we're going now to a dangerous planet. You need to put your head in the game. You need to get out of the dream world into the awakened world, and you need to be aware that there's going to be danger everywhere. So he's trying to be practical about it.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
So here we have, in a nutshell, the Atreides. That was Duke Leto here, played by Oscar Isaac. And the way what he says, there is no call that we not answer. There's no faith that we betray. That's the Atreides in a nutshell, and they're known for having extreme loyalty from their people because they take care of their own. That's who the Atreides are, and it causes a lot of jealousy from all the other leaders of other planets because they gain such extreme loyalty.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
So there's a special envoy that the Emperor sent to Caladan to let the Atreides know that the Emperor wants a change in the spice mining on Arrakis. They want the Harkonnens to leave Arrakis, and they want the Atreides to take over the spice mining. Obviously, it's not something they refuse because they wouldn't refuse what the Emperor wants, but it's such a high profile. It's the most important operation in the whole universe, and of course they're going to go. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that the Harkonnens are just going to leave this operation that they've had for like the last 50 or 60 years quietly. I mean, they do have a plan of trying to get back, which I'm not going to get much into because that's a major spoiler.
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
So here we have Paul visits Arrakis, and he's never been there before. He's never met Chani before, but he sees things seem strangely familiar to him, of course, because he's had dreams about this place, dreams about her, and he's also expressed there how there's a lot of like changes going on through him that we will see throughout this story.
You need to be ready. You've never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
So that's, I know we've seen Gurney earlier in the trailer. Actually, I forgot to talk about it's like maybe a second of he's another leader of the Atreides, and he also is another person that mentors Paul, trains him, and also in fighting. And you saw that shot of him earlier in the trailer of I think I forgot to mention it earlier in the trailer of him of them fighting and while training, which is one of the scenes that stands out a lot to me from both this trailer and the first trailer. If you go back to the first trailer, there's also another scene of that too. Because when I first read that book, that fighting with the shields that they have around them, this is exactly how I pictured it. And Gurney, like Duncan, tries to warn Paul. This is a very serious situation. The Harkonnens are going to come back for us. You need to be ready. You need to be ready for anything.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is my Dune. Kill them all. God in heaven.
So we see the Baron Harkonnen there. He's the ruler of the Harkonnens, and as I said before, they weren't just going to quietly leave this very profitable, very high-profile operation. They have a plan to get back at the Atreides, and you see and hear the Baron there, played by Stellan Skarsgård, I believe. He says, "This is my Dune. Kill them all." That's the thing he wants. He wants to kill all the Atreides.
Get everything with guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
So you see that the attack has come from the Harkonnens to take back the planet. Even though officially the Atreides were supposed to take over this operation, the Harkonnens will not have that. They won't have any part of that. And the only way they're going to get it back is by eliminating the Atreides. And there's it does look like they take the Atreides by surprise, which there's a specific reason. It's a major spoiler, so I won't get into to how they took them by surprise. Because the Atreides are great strategists, great fighters. But there is something specific that the Harkonnens have to their advantage.
Let's fight like demons.
We have some shots of Duncan showing off his fighting superiority. This is just a rumor, I think. I mean, I think it's just a rumor, but it could be true. I did read about someone who saw a screening of this movie and was asked, what they were surprised about. And they said one of the big surprises that they had was that the character of Duncan Idaho was shown there a lot. He was like one of the high-profile characters, which is not really surprising. But if he's even more high-profile than Paul, the only thing I can think, I kind of tend to believe that this happened because if this movie is the beginning of a franchise for Dune, that they want to like cover all 6 books that Frank Herbert wrote, then the character of Duncan Idaho plays prominently in all the rest of the book. So it would make sense for them to kind of showcase Jason Momoa's character.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son.
That was probably my favorite scene. It's a scene between father and son, Duke Leto and Paul. And first you get this really great shot of the giant sandworms, and it looks like they did such a wonderful job of showing how big they are and how scary they are, how deadly they are. But the scene between Leto and Paul, as father and son, it shows you in a nutshell what a great leader he is and what a great father he is. Because first, he's giving Paul advice on how to be a leader. He says, great leaders do not seek it; they're called to it. And he's right. It's like, and if any of the, we've seen many examples of people who seek power and it winds up corrupting them. But great leaders are the ones who are called to it. And then he proves what a great father he is, because he tells Paul, even if he doesn't want to take that responsibility, that's okay, because he'll still be the only thing that he's ever needed him to be, his son. And I think that's such a great scene, and it's probably like the best line. I think it's the best line of the trailer, and it's probably, I believe it's going to be the best line of the movie, which is kind of ironic because that line, I don't remember it being in the book.
If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
So you have Leto just giving a warning, or not giving a warning, but talking to Paul's mother, Jessica, another fantastic character. This book has so many great characters, and I think that's one of the things that is probably going to be finding difficult in trying to get so much screen time for all these wonderful characters. Jessica is Paul's mother, and she also a great fighter, but she also has a lot of other special abilities, which I will not get into right now because I know those all are spoilers, major spoilers. But there's Leto saying to her, look, we know what's coming. There's going to be they're going to try to kill us. They're going to try to get rid of us, and I need you to make sure Paul is safe throughout this. And of course, she's his mother. She'll do everything and anything she can.
Only together can we stand a chance.
There's more fighting. Paul is now looks like he's taking the leadership role. He's saying only together do we stand a chance. Looks like he's allying himself with the Fremen, who of course have been oppressed all this time. So of course they're natural allies.
It's time.
Really great shot of Paul there, and showing off his fighting skills, and it also shows as a leader, he, like all the Atreides, they don't just stay in some kind of command center safely while they send their troops out to fight. He's in the middle of it. That is the Atreides, and that is how they get such great loyalty from all the people around them, because he's in there with them, watching their backs as they're watching his back. There it is. Like I said, I thought it was a great trailer. The first trailer I thought was good. This trailer I thought was phenomenal, and I really, really hope that it's a sign of what the movie's going to be. I think the movie's going to be great, but I'm trying to keep my enthusiasm back as much as I can until I actually see it. And that's it. Please leave us a comment and tell us what you think about the trailer. What do you think is going to happen? If you have any ideas of what's going to happen in the movie, I'd love to know about it. And I hope you like this video. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I'll talk to you soon.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up below. Also, please subscribe to GeekTime TV. It really helps us grow the channel. And make sure you hit that bell icon in order to receive notifications every time we drop new content here. You can also check us out on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at GeekTimeNet. Thanks again for watching. We will see you soon.
See morning, kids. What time is it?